Hello, everybody. So my name is Danny. Yes, this is the cat. I've literally just put my two babies down for a nap. I've got the baby monitors next to me, right here. So as soon as the little ones go down for their post-lunch nap, the cat comes in ready for her fuss and attention. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Arbonne. So I've had my Arbonne franchise for over 10 years now, and it's absolutely transformed my life. Pre-Arbonne, I used to work in ophthalmology, and I thought that's where I would retire. Then our life took a massive change in direction when our second daughter, so we've got four children in total, all girls. When our second daughter was baby, she had a stroke and a brain hemorrhage, and she basically lived in hospital. And I took a year off work to be in hospital with her. I never left her side. But after that year, my boss, who owned the Specsavers franchise, basically rang me and said, "Look, Danny, what's going on? I've got business to run," which I understand. And I actually had to make the really difficult decision to say goodbye to my career that I'd put all my time and energy into, and my income as well, and say goodbye to that because my daughter needed full-time care, and we had our first daughter as well. So my husband was working overtime to try and make up for the loss of my income. And he was diagnosed with an autoimmune fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue. And that is not good for anybody working all this extra when you've got an autoimmune. So I was looking for a way to create more income, but I knew I was kind of restricted because I had to be in hospital with my daughter. And even when she was home, we were constantly having fits and seizures and ambulance runs and appointments pretty much every single day in three different cities and different hospitals. So I was like, it needs to be something for my phone. So I actually came across Arbonne. I'm going to tell you what it was that struck me. And I bought my franchise over 10 years ago. And I absolutely love it. It changed our family's life. It meant that we could then leave rental accommodation, which we'd done for 12 years, and buy our first house. It meant we went on to have two more children, which we couldn't have done before because of time and money and health. But this business has given us time, money, and health. And it's just completely changed everything for me. So I'm going to share my screen and share with you a bit about Arbonne because we're coming into 2025, and I know a lot of people are looking to start their own business, and this is obviously the perfect way to do that. So what is Arbonne? So I'm going to tell you how it was explained to me, and I absolutely got it and fell head over heels in love because I'd never heard of anything else that gave you what this business could at the time could give me and has gone on to give me. So you buy your Arbonne franchise, and that is an online website, an online platform that customers can go on and shop. So when you're building your Arbonne business, your website is all built for you. People from across the globe go onto your website, onto your shop. There's over 500 products that they can choose from, and they purchase those products. They order them from your online website. You don't take any money. The money is exchanged online, and then they're delivered straight to their door. So you don't deliver anything. So I love this because I was like, great, I don't have to deal with stock. I don't have to deal with money. All I have to do is use these products myself, things that I personally want to use, things that I'm already using. So I switched my breakfast over to Arbonne products. I switched my drink, like my coffee, over to Arbonne products, and switched my personal care products like skincare, baby wash, shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, sun cream, things like that, makeup, switch that over to Arbonne products. So I then started sharing the results that I was having and the benefits that I was getting. And in this day and age, people want a real person to share a real testimony. I don't know about you guys, but I won't even spend an hour watching a Netflix program unless somebody has said it's worth my time. I want to hear a real person that's had a real experience, and then I'll spend an hour watching it. So when it comes to buying products or even just parting with my money anywhere, I want to know, has a real person had a real experience? What is it? Like even booking a holiday, I won't book a holiday anywhere without going on to TripAdvisor first or putting on Facebook. Has anyone been here? What do you think? So that's the kind of that's the kind of society we live in. So you basically fill that gap for people. You use these products and you're a real person and you tell people what your real experience is and you build up a client base. So the idea is you have about 10 customers that absolutely love you. They love your honesty. They love your integrity. And they can be in Australia, New Zealand, Poland, Canada, America, and across the UK. I don't think I've missed one, have I? And we're going into two more markets in 2025. I don't know where they are yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be a Spanish speaking country, I think, but I'm not sure. So that's you. So you've got your personal business and you get paid every single week for your client orders. Then you focus on, or as well as you focus on helping five other people start their own business like you. So you don't have to be a million times better than the person you're coaching, the person you're helping. You just need to be a tiny little bit better. You just need to be a little bit more familiar with the website, a little bit more familiar with the products. So for me, the girl that introduced me, she started 2 days before me. So her products had arrived before I'd even ordered mine. So she had a little bit of experience. She'd already joined the team WhatsApp, the team Facebook page, and was starting to learn about these products and the brand. So she was just like 2% better than me. And I was all right with that. I was like, that's fine because I'm the same. If it comes to, well, I've got children. So I ask people a lot of parenting advice. I don't need to speak to an expert. I just need to speak to a friend that's like a tiny little bit more ahead of me, like in potty training, in weaning, in breastfeeding. And that's absolutely fine. So if you help five people, you do not need to be an expert, but you help teach five people your experience from like how to use the website, how to use the products, how to navigate doing Arbonne. It's quite straightforward, really. It's not really difficult. But if you can teach five people how to do this, then this is where the magic happens. So the five people that you are coaching and training, and you can introduce those five people in your first day, in your first month, in your first year. The speed that you go at in this business is your choice. Those five people are your first generation. Now, I like to liken this to your children. So if you have decided to have children or you want to have children in the future, your children are your first generation, and that's how it works in Arbonne. So the people that you are directly sponsoring, mentoring, coaching, they are your first generation. So your babies, your children. And what you're going to do is you're going to help them run their own shop like you do and have 10 customers. But you're also going to help encourage them and help them sponsor five people each as well to do what you've done basically. So you're going to help your children have children. And when they do that, when they each sponsor or introduce or coach five people each, those people become your second generation. So I like to think about this as your grandchildren. Because if you do have grandchildren or you're going to have grandchildren down the line, they are your second generation. So your children have had children. And that's how it is in Arbonne. So you've got you and your shop, you've got your five children, which we call your first generation, and you're helping them have their 10 customers each. And then you're helping them to introduce five people to Arbonne from a business point of view. So to buy their own franchise. And that means that in your second generation, you've now got 25 more people in your team. So 25 grandchildren. Does that make sense so far? Okay, hopefully you follow it. So you've got a second generation here. And then you can do the same. So your grandchildren are going to go on to introduce five people each as well. And this third generation to you is your great grandchildren. So if you want to think about this as your great grandma, so you've got your mum, your grandma, your great grandma, you have now become a great grandma. Congratulations. So you've got a third generation. And that generation of great grandchildren, there is 125 people there. But remember, you only had five children and you just helped them have five children each. And then they've had five children each. So your team now, look at the size of your team. So your third generation has got 125 great grandchildren on it. And this is amazing because if they've all got 10 customers each, all that money is going into your business. So all that money is going into your business. I'm going to talk about the pay in a moment, but just think about all that money going through your till. So I'm just going to do it once more because we could go on and on, but let's just finish on the fourth generation. So this would be your great great grandchildren. So your great grandchildren have had children, five each. So in your business, in business terms, your fourth generation has 625 people, and these can be all over the world working this business, which is just incredible. I don't know any other business that you can do where you can expand, where you've only introduced five people and then help them introduce five and help them introduce five. It's just amazing. And like you probably know, if you've already got grandchildren, you know, you do have time helping your grandchildren, but really it's their parents that are doing most of the work. And that's what happens here. So you might be thinking, oh my gosh, how can I help 625 people that are my great grandchildren? Well, you don't. Like, you put on trainings potentially if you want to, that's optional. And that one training that you potentially done everybody watches it and they've learned from it. You don't have to individually have like an hour's coaching call with all of those people. You just say, do one call and everybody can watch it if they want to. And that's the beauty of it. So just a little visual for you here. So you've got you at the top of your family tree. You have children and they are your first generation. And then they have children. That's your second generation, your grandchildren. They have children. This is your third generation. And then they have children, which is your great grandchildren. And that's your fourth generation. Oh, great grandchildren. I've missed a great out there. Sorry. So let's add up the numbers because we could go on generation wise to infinity and beyond, but we're just going to stick at 4 generations. So you've got your five children, your 25 grandchildren, your 125 great grandchildren, and your 625 great grandchildren. So let's add up everybody in your team now and see where we're at. So that's a total of 780 team members. So I like to think of this as family members. So your family tree now, so if this was your business in 2025, your family tree has 780 total team members or family members. So if everyone's shop was to sell £100 each a month of Arbonne products, I mean, obviously they're probably going to be doing more because if they've got 10 customers, they're probably going to be doing way more. But just to keep this really simple for numbers, if everyone's shop sells £100 each a month, so you've got 780 people running their independent shop across the globe, everybody's selling £100 a month. The turnover is £78,000 a month of turnover. So your business, so if this is your business in 2025, you've got £78,000 a month of turnover running through your business, and you'll get paid a percentage of that. So if you earn 10%, which is just somewhere in the middle, so you earn between 8% and 18%. So I'm just going to go somewhere in the middle, 10%. So if you earn 10% from the total turnover, that's £7,800 a month of income that you get in your back pocket from Arbonne. So how do we get paid on 780 hours a day, despite there only being 24 hours in a day? We get paid for the value that we bring. So one of the things that I was hesitant about when I started this business is I didn't think I had enough time. It's only 24 hours in a day. But what I learned from this business is you can get paid on 780 hours a day of effort, even though there's only 24 hours in a day. So imagine this story. You learn skills to clean your home. Okay. You've learned exceptional cleaning skills. You teach your 5 children how to help clean. Everybody pitches in 1 hour a day. So you plus your 5 children. That makes 6 hours a day of keeping the house nice, keeping it clean. But you've only done 1 hour. But your children all did an hour each. So that's 6 hours a day. Can you see that? That you only did 1 hour, but your house has had 6 hours of cleaning done in it a day. But now you've got 25 grandchildren and you've taught your children how to clean. They teach their 5 children each how to clean. So all 25 grandchildren have these exceptional cleaning skills. Everybody just does 1 hour a day. So that is now you plus your 5 children plus your 25 grandbabies. That's 31 hours a day of keeping the house nice. But how's that possible? There's only 24 hours in a day. This is time leverage. So you've got 31 hours a day of effort going in to your house, but you only did 1 hour. So time leverage. So when I was hesitant about having enough time, I realized this. I was like, oh my gosh, mic drop. This is time leverage. So just talking about cleaning the house, just because I just think it's a really easy analogy, and it's how I thought about this when I was considering starting an Arbonne business. So you've got your 5 children, your 25 grandchildren, your 125 great grandchildren, and your 625 great grandchildren. That is a total of 780 family members or team members. If everybody does 100 hours a month of cleaning, broken down, that's 3 hours a day. 780 people times 100 hours each is 780 hours a month of cleaning. If everyone charged £1 an hour to clean, that's £78,000 a month into the business. And if you got 10%, you'd get £7,800 a month. Another scenario, let's do social media content because that's the age that we live in now, isn't it? If everybody in your family did 1 hour a day of social media content, 780 people doing 1 hour each, That's 780 hours a day of social media content. 780 hours a day, but there's only 24 hours in a day. Yeah, but there's 780 people in your family. Everyone's doing 1 hour a day. So if you've got a business of social media content and everyone's doing 1 hour, you've collected up 780 hours of social media content. If everyone charged £10 an hour to create content, that's £780 a day into the business. And if you got 10%, you'd get £78 a day. Can you see how this business is starting to really make sense? So 2025 plan is you start your business. You help 10 customers each month use our products. And then you start growing your first generation. So your first generation are your children. So you sponsor 5 people and you help them. They do the same. They start sponsoring 5 consultants each. Everybody's running their own shop with their 10 customers. And then they're working on introducing people to do this as a business, who want to do this as a business. So you've got your second generation there. So this is your grandchildren. Repeat, do the same again. So your third generation is your great grandchildren. And then your fourth generation is your great great grandchildren. So that's it. Simple plan. So simple. So some of the perks of being in our team, because you might have seen other people do, other network marketing companies, but I want to talk about what is a perk of actually joining our team and doing Arbonne. So when you decide you want to do this, you get a free box of our energy vitamin B vitamin energy fizz drinks, which you get 30 in a box, and they retail at £57, or Derm Results Glow Cream on your initial purchase. So when you buy your online franchise, you get that free. You get pride in saying you have a business with a much wanted B Corporation stamp. So only 2,000 companies worldwide have this highly sought after prestigious stamp. So for example, think Patagonia. All personal products for yourself, you can buy for yourself at cost. So you get a great personal discount. You get immediate weekly pay on all of your online shop sales. So if a client purchases from your shop, you'll be paid 35% from their order. So if they spend £100, you'll get £35 the following week. So if your online shop has £1,000 of sales for the week across the world, you get paid £350 that week from your client sales. You get one-on-one mentorship from your upline. You get weekly live training call on a Monday night, but that's available for playback if you can't get on live. Hundreds of recorded trainings. Weekly book club on Thursdays, which is UK time 6 p.m. and it is recorded for playback. Access to our 24/7 team chat with community, social media graphics, scripts and more. Full access to our Facebook consultants community for 24/7 help and support. Opportunity to promote to district manager, which is level 1, and receive an 8% pay rise on all of your sales, plus an extra £125 cash bonus in your monthly pay. That's extra on top of. A support group online for your clients to be added to that is already up and running, packed with resources for them to use. So you don't even have to make your own Facebook group for your clients. It's already there. An app that's paid for by myself and all of the team to use for themselves. It's paid for by myself, but all of the team get to use this for themselves, the app, and their clients get to use it as well, which is going to help them with their nutrition journey. And also monthly gifts and cash awards purchased by me for reaching personal milestones. You also get a 90-day money-back guarantee for all of your clients, no sales or purchase quotas, no stocking inventory, no mandatory meetings, optional incentives to earn, such as holidays, day trips, brunch, car allowance, merchandise, free products, etc. The annual cost for your franchise is £70 a year, so that's about £5 a month. And that covers your website running costs, all legal costs, all marketing material and costs, a customer service team in every country for your clients to access 9 till 6, their local time, Monday to Friday. So if you don't speak Polish, don't worry, we've got a Polish customer service team for your clients. Accounts and payroll team, all literature, office and warehouse rental covered, shipping organisation covered for every country your clients are in. Product manufacturer costs, training from experts, research and development team, head office support for yourself and all your team members that you coach in all countries that they're in. Some perks for your clients. So these are actually the perks that I offer my clients. So when you buy your Arbonne franchise and you start building up your customer base, you don't have to do all of these, but it just gives you an idea. So my clients love these perks. And I do think it's a good idea to offer your clients perks like this, for example, because if you've only got 10 customers, you want to treat them like You want each one to feel like they're the only one customer that you've got. You want them to feel like I'm their only customer. They absolutely love upon me and adore me. And I would never ever buy these personal care products, my mascara, my sun cream, lotion from anywhere else because I only want to buy from them because they give me the best customer service. So these are my perks, and you can use these or you can tweak them. So a minimum of 20% discount for your customers, sometimes bigger on bigger orders. Opportunity to unlock free full-size products on orders. A VIP client group with demos, how-tos, professional nutritionists, skincare experts, celebrity makeup artists, workshops, and plenty of useful information and an abundance of testimonials. Birthday card and gift, Christmas card and gift, Valentine's Day card and gift. Now, I've put an asterisk next to that. They have to have ordered from me in the past 12 months to unlock those. Access to me on WhatsApp 24/7 for questions, consultations, and advice, or just for a chat. Monthly newsletter via email with what's new, offers, promotions, new products, and my tip of the month. Follow up when your order arrives to check all is okay with your goodies and check in to make sure you know how to use everything. A full 90-day money-back guarantee on all of my products. So there's over 500 items. And if you don't fall head over heels in love with your item or the results, I do a no-hassle refund. First opportunity to purchase discounted or have for free any of my X display items that I use for demonstrations. And lastly, you get me as your personal advisor / personal shopper. And I take my business extremely seriously, but I do not take myself too seriously. I put myself through weekly training online to stay up to speed. I put myself on courses and attend conferences to better my knowledge to serve my clients to the best of my ability. If I don't know something that you need to know, I will find out. You are not just shopping on my website or app. You get to chat to me, ask for help, ask for suggestions and advice. The service I pride myself on providing my clients is exceptional, and I never sit on my laurels. I'm always bettering myself and what I can offer my clients. Hence, all of the monthly and annual awards I share that I earn is all for you. So that's what I offer my clients. So lastly, why Arbonne? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it is about Arbonne that really appealed to me when I was looking at getting like a laptop based business, although I laughed because I didn't actually have a laptop at the time, but I had my phone. So Peter Mork and his vision, I'm going to talk about that in a moment. We're also a B Corp. The B Corp stamp is something that we have to constantly earn. You don't just get it and then that's it. You have to keep going through a rigorous process to make sure that you can keep your B Corp stamp. And it's something most companies want, but they don't get. There's only 2,000 companies that have it. It's like 0.0001%. And in our industry, we've got the highest points in the B Corp world. We're constantly blind testing our products. So when we say they're great, we don't that's not just our opinion. They've been proven and tested in blind tested laboratories, and they're constantly being tested as well. We have constantly innovative products that are different and work. We have affordable prices for luxury high-end products. Our products are consumable. So if you went into business selling tables, most people only want a table once. They don't replace it. At least with our products, people replace things that they're eating and drinking and putting on their skin. We've got an online and global business, and we can operate 24/7. So even if we're asleep, we can have people in Australia and Canada that are logging onto our website and shopping. And we wake up in the morning, our app has suddenly had an extra £500 running through it. So I just want to talk about Pesta before I leave you, to consider if this is the thing for you in 2025 that's going to change your life like it did for me and like it's done for thousands and thousands of other consultants. When we go to our global training conference in Las Vegas, there's 20,000 people there that have started this business and it's changed their life. So back in the day, Pettimore, this is a story now as I leave you. So back in the day, Pettimore was raised as his mum raised him as a single mum. She had 4 children. And he watched his mum working 3 jobs just to get food on the table. He was raised in Norway, and he decided as a child, watching his single mum, that he was going to do something in his adulthood that enabled women like his mum to have time with their family without stressing about working constantly. He didn't know what, but he knew that's what he wanted to do. That was a passion of his. When he became older, he trained in plants, trying to think of the right words, and went on to work for Procter & Gamble, which I don't know if you've heard of it. I know that they're constantly being taken through the courts now for causing like long-term cancers and problems and things that they know about with the toxins in the products. But going back to the 60s, obviously that Procter and Gamble were always doing things like that, but this wasn't as well known. This wasn't even known that well. They knew what they were doing, but customers didn't. So back in the 60s, Petter went to work for Procter and Gamble, and he was one of their top scientists that worked with formulations, creating products. He was one of the most well-paid men in this, one of the most well-paid people in this industry, formulating products. And what happened was Procter and Gamble made these skincare products because they realized that a lot of companies, like the oil industry, were pulling out crude oil from the ground on oil rigs, and they were left with like a dirty scum at the top. And they scraped this scum off, and they basically deemed it not good enough for fuel. So this then became a waste product. So they were like, right, so we've pulled this oil out. This is for fuel for the cars, but we've got gallons and gallons of this stuff. What are we going to do with it? They weren't allowed to dispose of it on the environment because it was environmentally harmful. So they were like, what are we going to do with it? So Procter and Gamble took this waste and decided they were going to create skincare products from this waste. So they were like, we can make a business selling this waste product and label it as skincare. People will buy it. People will pay for this waste. We'll just like put some artificial fragrances in it, and we'll just tell people it's really good for them. Think smoking. Okay. So this company was doing this, and Petter realized actually what was going into these products was actually going to cause people long-term health problems down the line, like putting this product into baby care products and stuff. So he actually decided to walk away from the most incredibly well-paid job, but it didn't sit right with him. And he was like, I do agree that there is a place for like skincare and personal care products, but I'm going to be the first person, the first company to create these products that are clean. They're made from plants, and they actually do good. And we're not going to use waste products, and we're not going to use products that we know are going to cause problems down the line. So he took another man called Pierre, who was behind the formulations of La Prairie, which is one of the skincare companies that sell products for like £1,000 for a little pot of cream. I don't know if you've ever seen them at the airport in the glass cabinets with the lock and key. So he took Pierre with him, and those two, and then Peter Matravis, who's got the most patents in all the world, so really famous. So those three went off and they created 5 skincare products in 1980 that were made from plants, which had never been done before, and they were actually proven to deliver results and were proven to not be harmful in any way, which was that had never happened before. And they decided that these products were going to be sold, but not through the shop route, because they were quite expensive to make, which you can imagine. They were like, if these are sold through the shop route, they go up like 80-90% in price to cover the cost of advertising, shop costs, retail, warehouse, etc., etc. And this is where Petter's childhood passion for creating a way for women to be at home with their families more but still work, have that balance of mode. Now, men do arbonne as well, but this was his original vision. He was like, what if we have, and I say women, and I feel bad saying this because so many men do this and they're successful at it, but it's just how the story started. So he was like, what if women wanted to be at home with their families? They used these products themselves, and then they told other people how these products work, all about them, all about the story, like where we've come from. And if somebody that they talk to wants to buy the products, they get paid. They're the advertisement. They're the walking, talking advert. They get paid. And then we don't have to put the price of the product up like 80-90%. So they agreed. So they decided to start Arbonne. So in 1980, Arbonne launched. And because it was so successful, they then had to, that was started in Switzerland. They then had to move to America so that they could really ramp up how big this was getting, because it was getting quite big quite quickly, because it was the first ever plant-based company that made these products that were clean. They were using recyclable material that wasn't even a thing in the 80s. Even like the ink on the packaging didn't create problems with people with asthma, which I know a lot of us know about now. So everything was well thought of. So then they moved to America, and then they were like, right, we'll start spreading over America, which they did, and it was massive. And then they went to Canada, and it was massive. And then they went to Australia, New Zealand, the UK, and Poland, and we're going into 2 countries in 2025. So this just took off, and it was all through word of mouth. And that meant that the cost of the products could be brought down. Now, our night cream, I think it's about £80-90. Those products were used in Harrods for a period of time on facials, and then people wanted to buy the products. So Harrods then decided to sell the night cream, and even though you could buy it from a consultant like ourselves for like £80-90, they sold it at £600. So that's how much the markup goes. So when products are sold in shops, the markup now, Arbonne realized this was happening, and then what happened with Harrods is even though people were buying and using the products, they realized they could get it cheaper from a consultant because when products are sold in shops, they do go up in price. So going back to my ophthalmology background, working for Specsavers, people would come in, they'd buy their glasses and lenses for like £200-300. I know they cost pence to make. Then you've got to pay for the shop, the staff, even so, you're still only looking at like 20-30 quid. And then the profit margin's massive. So that's what Arbonne cuts out. It cuts out that whole middle process where like 60 people get paid for something in that process. So we literally make the products and they get delivered straight to the customer. So we've got these really ultra premium high-end products that deliver results and work and do what they say they're going to do, but we can keep the prices right down so that they're affordable and they last longer as well because they're not watered down in mineral oil or any nasty toxins, which a lot of skincare products do. So when you start an Arbonne business, you feel so much pride. And when your customers start saying to you, oh, my child that had eczema, now look at their skin, it's so much better. Like my bloating's gone, my IBS, it's helped my IBS, it's helped my tiredness, my fatigue. Like you start every day getting your customers say these things to you, these testimonials to you, how it's changed their day-to-day life. Like there's no better feeling. It literally lets your soul alive. It's such a rewarding job to do. And you get to choose how often you talk to people about these products, the hours that you put in, you get to decide, which is just amazing. So that is me. If you have ever considered changing the direction of your life and thinking this is the way to do it, this is going to improve your health, your finances, and give you more time. 780 hours a day, you're only doing one. Like the maths is there. So I hope that you've enjoyed that. I hope that that's given you a summary of what Arbonne is, and I look forward to you being a part of our team.